touchdown, boom, crash, bam. Okay. You've done everything necessary to do there, Motherbox. I should treat it with more reference, actually. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, live on tape from a secret, undisclosed location hidden somewhere deep in the bowels of historic downtown St. John's, Newfoundland, comes in the Library of Graphic Literature. With your host, Wallace Ryan. Yay! Hey, there's Batman and Superman are. Oh, there's Batman anyway. Hang on a sec. Hey, Wallace, why do you think you're going to cut me out of this show? Blah, 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 blah. So, how's it going there, Batsy? Anyway, so, in the real world, let's see. Any big news this week? Oh yeah, the Joker won a big award at the Venice Film Festival. Who knows? There might be another Joker Oscar on the horizon. Just a sip of a little bit of English breakfast there before I dive right on in. Now, got one, two, three, four. Got 4 cool books and 1 cool Kickstarter book to show you folks that arrived today, which I'm sure some of you are going to flip out over. Woo! There, that's me flipping out. Anyway, it's as you can see, I'm in my sweater, so summer's basically over here in Newfoundland. Now we're into our nice long Indian fall, Indian summer, which goes right into winter here. So it actually does stay rather, comfortable temperature right through until almost October or whatever. So it's actually not that bad. It's warmer than Toronto or Montreal usually same time of year. But anyway, the hot, sweaty days of summer are definitely gone. I'm sweating a bit because I came in out of the cold. I still got my sweater on, but I kind of like this sweater, so I thought I'd wear it. Anyway, let's get down to work here, folks. Okay. Nothing like good cup of tea. Okay, now we'll start out this week with Marvel Masterworks, The Incredible Hulk, Volume 13. Oh yeah, it's Friday the 13th too today. So lucky 13. Woo! Fortunately, I'm not a superstition person. Knock on wood. Okay, now let's pry this baby open. This is actually one of those rare Masterworks that basically I'll just put on the shelf because I've read every comic, and I had actually every comic that is in this particular one. But of course, saying that, of course, I don't still have them, so have to have this because this is a period of my young comic book collecting childhood that I really actually wanted to get my hands on, and for a couple of reasons. Well, there's Len Wein for the most part writes most of it, and Sal Buscema. There's some good inking from Ernie Chan for the most part, and I kind of like Ernie Chan from his DC days and stuff like that. So, and I mean he'd done Conan the Barbarian, so I mean if you could do that strip, I can't see why you couldn't do the Hulk. But yeah, he was one of those inkers that was actually really good for Sal Buscema. I'm a big fan of Sal myself. But I always liked it when he had an inker who could really flesh out his artwork. Like Joe Stanton, for instance. Even Klaus Janson and a few other people. Now this, of course, starts out with some work from Hardy Herb Trimp, whose Hulk I kind of like. And here we are already into the Ernie Chua inked pages. And yeah, he really did add sort of a different look to, he actually made it look quite a bit like his own artwork. Then of course Tom Palmer inked a little bit of it, which you can see there is a difference. Then it's back to good old Ernie Chua, or Ernie Chan actually, as he's I still call him Chihuahua because I'm used to him from his early days when he went by that name. So anyway, but the best thing about this whole thing, oh there, now there, look at that, Busam and Chan at their best. But what I was most excited about this whole book was this also has Hulk 222, which is a Jim Starlin Hulk, inked by Alfreda A. Kayla, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It's so worth getting. It's a classic Hulk story. So worth buying. So yeah, for that alone, like I say, for the Starlin, because it's funny, he will come up later on in this broadcast. Is was very important to me growing up as a young artist and a collector, and anything I'd ever find of Starlin's I'd collect, including that one. When I seen that, I was like, oh my god, Jim Starlin doing a Hulk. I'd hoped at the time maybe he was taking over it, but alas, it was one off. And he actually did the cover for 217 Hulk 2, which was kind of cool. Okay, and from there we have a sip of tea. Then we move on to the Umbrella Academy. Woo! Once again, the story of an academy set up for superheroes. Not like that doesn't sound familiar. X-Men Deadly Class. But this one seems to have really taken off. I'm not sure how much the show has led to that or whatever, but yeah, people seem to like it anyway. There's at the shop, I've noticed a lot of people actually asking for the older editions in the trades and stuff like that. So yeah. But yeah, the artwork looks pretty cool. What myself, I'm a Mignola fan and a fan of simplistic artwork, so stylized. So I actually really kind of like this. Yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, I can't wait to crack this one. We'll even add that directly to the reading pile. Reading pile, reading pile, reading pile. Is it going to the reading pile? It's going to the reading pile. Dun, dun, dun. Whew. Actually, it's starting to get warm in here, so take off the old scarf anyway. Oh, and settle right in here. There, I'm settled in. Now, next, from Dark Horse comes Isabellae from Roll and Gabor. This is volume 1. This has first 3 volumes of this series in one volume, and it's a sort of a cool samurai type of story involving a young girl who's the daughter of an Irish witch and a samurai master. And you can't get cooler than that these days. Oh, get off me, get off me. Looks pretty cool. And we've actually had a few requests for it, so I don't know, I think this one will go over well. And this is, I do believe, all of the sound of a new book being opened. And looks pretty cool. And this is apparently the first English translation of this strip. And usually a lot of times if I see something that's come to English for the first time and has had people liked it elsewhere, I'll usually take a stab at it and give it a shot. So there you go. Yeah, nice cover too. A very nice cover. Now we get into the real fun stuff here. Yeah, actually, this, geez, we're pretty well finished. I'm just zip through it here. I guess I'll just slow down a bit. Okay, this is the next. Sorry. Okay, so this next little baby here This is the X-Men by Roy Thomas and Neil Adams, which actually is one of my favorite Neil Adams pieces of work. I always liked the Sentinel story in this better than most of the other ones. I actually liked the Dave Cockrum Claremont one early on. The rest after that I wasn't too big on. But when I was a kid, I'd gotten, what was it, Giant Size X-Men #2, which was basically a reprint of the Sentinel story, minus a few pages here and there. And I fell in love with it. At the time, at first, I thought, oh my God, they got Neil Adams now after Dave Cockrum with the last issue. Now they got Neil Adams on it and all that. But then after reading it, it became obvious to me that this was obviously much earlier on. And eventually I did find as a teenager and buy all the Neil Adams X-Men and all that. And it was actually one of my favorite runs of the X-Men, especially in the 60s. This is without doubt the best 60s X-Men. The panel design in this is Neil Adams at the height of his powers. There's one sequence in particular, if I can take, that I absolutely love. I mean, the art, like I say, spectacular throughout. And here it is coming up. Oh, I love this cover too. Isn't that a classic cover? But this is the sequence I love, where the Sentinel breaks in, puts the grab on the beast, and the Iceman starts to ice up, and they fight him, and then he leaves, and he jumps all around like that, right? Which is really, really well done. Or this one where Havoc powers up and blasts him. Like that is really cool. But yeah, no, there's another sequence too. I think it might even be in this one. But yeah, just the whole thing about this, every page, a pure work of art. Then out into the Sauron, and then the Savage World, and all kinds of cool stuff there. And ending off with the last issue that he did with Denny O'Neil, actually. Some extras here. But yeah, I mean, I have this in, I have the omnibus. I mean, I obviously already have this story, but I got that because it's a nice big comic. I like big comics like that. So, you know, compared to seeing this, like I say, I mean, it's pretty spectacular even when it's small, let alone when it's big, is when it's absolutely beautiful art. No, what was it? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, this, oh yeah, especially this one, boom, 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 prepare yourself, mutant, the Sentinels live. I mean, come on. It don't get much better than that, do it? But yeah, loved, absolutely loved this. Oh yeah, here it is, where he's falling, he gets bumped out, and he's falling, then he sees the ice thing, boom. That's one of the greatest sequences, I think, the Sentinels live. But like I say, definitely super worth picking up. Whew. Okay. Actually, I think I might even pull off my sweater. It's actually getting kind of warm because the sun's shining into here. So let's get down to the basics. Ooh, you like my jughead pin? Okay, now last but certainly not least. Oh, excuse me. Last but certainly not least for today is a little offering from a Kickstarter program from the amazing and ever cosmic Jim Starlin. And what it is it's the first volume of the 3-volume set of Dreadstar. Boom, 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 boom. The cool thing about this is it comes with its own little cool little bookmark. It also came with a couple of really cool stickers. There he goes, Dreadstar jumping into the tea. Woo! And then, of course, on top of that, we have even a few little prints here. one, the direct Dreadstar one. Oh, check this out, a good old Captain Marvel. And then Captain Marvel done in honor of the classic Marvel Captain Marvel cover that Starlin did way back when. And then, of course, what would Prince be without a print of his masterpiece, Thanos. Dun, 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 dun. Boy, is that guy evil. Anyway, when I heard about this, I jumped on this right away because I feared that that this would sell out and that none of these would actually make it to Diamond. I'm not sure if they will be getting it because I'm pretty sure this has sold out. But it's a 3-volume set. It comes with a slipcase too, and apparently they will be shipping soon. So you'll see me looking over all those as time goes on here. I was a fan of Starlin from the Captain Marvel days, and of course right through Warlock and all that. And after Warlock ended, he went to he started this strip called Metamorphosis Odyssey. It sounded kind of cool, and it started in Epic magazine. Oh, let's get a close up here, and it was actually black and white. It's a black and white story, and this goes through this character as he assembles his team, and it's cool because it goes from black and white, and over several issues it eventually slowly and especially over one story it slowly turned into a color story, and then it was color all the way on. I won't show you how this one ends, and then from there I do believe it was the price. So he jumped from Marvel, from doing this series for Epic Illustrated to this, which was from Eclipse. It was a standalone graphic novel, and it was in black and white like it is here, or black and white and gray. And I absolutely loved this story when I was a teenager. It's just so cool. Then came the Dreadstar Marvel graphic novel, which basically seemed to sew together everything that had gone before, and really created the character Dreadstar. Then there was this one final Dreadstar story. Then they launched Epic Comics, which was kind of like well, I guess it was an earlier version of Vertigo, but they were creator owned, and so this ran for, geez, I can't remember how many issues this was, but all the ones in here are all done by Starlin anyway, and I collected all these, and I had every single one of them, and I love this series. I mean, after Captain Marvel and then Adam Warlock, both of which were fabulous comics. I was really looking forward to like a really good follow up from Jim Starlin, and I gotta say he didn't disappoint. I was a big fan of Dreadstar, and I know there are a lot of other people out there who were too. So hopefully you got your order in time to get these, and and like I say, over the next few months as I get the other ones, I'll showcase these here on the show. Anyway, I guess that's enough of it for this week. I gotta take it easy, gotta relax a bit, and then I got a comic jam to go to with my good buddy Paul Tucker, who I did that Nobody Is in Control comic with. He did the art, and we have a great time because we're sort of passing on our knowledge to hopefully the next generation of comic book artists out there. So we do it every month, and actually coming up now this winter will be 10 years that we'll be doing it, and it's been a fun thing. Anyways, it's great to be able to pass on the comic love like that. Anyway, love all you folks out there, and see you same time, same bad channel next week. So keep on reading. Oh my God, I can feel the suck of that boom to